Hello and welcome to This Time Africa. Once again, we're right here in the studios of Africa Today. And as you know, this is the platform where we discuss African businesses, African men, women, our culture, our music, our beauty, everything in the dish of Africa. But as usual, the question always is, what's on this time? All right, welcome again to This Time Africa. As you know, the clock faces Congo Brazzaville and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. Have you heard of the word Osusu? Have you heard of Likelemba? Or have you heard of Jange? Or probably you are familiar with the word crowdfunding. Well, there is a twist to crowdfunding, and I have two great gentlemen in the studios with me today to talk about crowdfunding in a very disruptive or new or improved manner. On my right is Alain Nkombo from Congo Brazzaville. Alain, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you. And of course, I have Andjelo from the DRC. And I want to say that both of you belong to an organization called YADI.
That is correct.
And also something new that we're going to talk about, which is My Green Venture. I don't know who wants to start. What's your role in both of these organizations?
Okay, so good evening. My name is Alain Nkombo. As you indicated a moment ago, I'm originally from Congo Brazzaville. And I thank you very much for the great opportunity to come before your great audience to discuss a couple of things. I am the co-founder of YADI, Young Africa Diaspora Initiative, and I'm also its a senior advisor. Along with that, I'm also the chief operating officer for My Green Ventures. And that is my role in this new organization.
All right, Chief Operating Officer. I'm coming back to you because I need to know what the Chief Operating Officer does, the COO. Okay. All right, and Andjelo, you are also part of YADI and of course My Green Venture. What's your role there?
My role with YADI is I'm the founder and I'm the promoter of YADI. And with My Green Venture, I'm the director of strategic business development.
Strategic business development, which will entail what? In a couple of lines or sentences, what would that entail?
Business development is really how you you convince businesses that don't have the idea of something. So you put the pitch and then you make it grow. It's like planting a seed. That's what we do. But we do it strategically.
Strategically?
Yeah.
I am very familiar with that. Okay, Alain, so what's your role as the COO of My Green Venture?
Well, my role is essentially to kind of bring together all the stakeholders in the organization and to make sure that everything is working together in order to achieve our goals. Now, before we start, I just want to tell you a little bit about My Green Venture.
Yes, I would like that, please.
Okay, so this is going to be a platform that is an intersection between young people who have a project for which they're looking for investment capital, and an investment capital that is raised from the community in a form of crowdfunding. Now, there's something of a disruptive dimension to this as it applies to the African diaspora community. So what Andjelo and I did was that we looked across our communities and we just sort of picked up on the habits that people already have, but just applied a small tweak to it. Now, you mentioned earlier at the start of our talk here, you said Susu Likelemba, which is a practice that is quite common in the African community, whereby people put in money and you give it to one person and then another and then another. And
for people who are not very familiar with it, let's just take it slow. So what the Osusu or the Likelemba does is every month or every so often, people put a certain amount of money and they give it to a certain person, and the person does what he or she wants to do with it.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And whenever I talk about this, I always imagine that there's a group of 12 people who chip in $100 a month. Okay, and I am the person number 12. So we start in January, and then we keep going each month, and the next person gets $1,200. And then by the time it's my turn at the end of the year in December, I will get just $1,200, even though I've been chipping in $100 a month for the previous 11 months. So what does that mean? It means that at the end of the year, when it's my turn to get to $1,200, I have not earned a single penny of interest. I have the money, but I did not benefit from the time. So that's where the idea of a disruptive crowdfunding comes in.
Wow.
Okay. So we're just using an existing practice in the African community and tweaking it and trying to orient the members of the community towards the culture of investment. Okay, we take that same amount of money, you do what you're already doing, but you steer it towards an investment vehicle so you can realize a greater return over a longer period of time.
Great. Amazing. I feel like I want to join. Yes, Andjelo?
Oh, you ready? We got a contract for you.
I'm ready.
You're over 18 years old, so you're ready to sign a contract.
I guess. Yes.
So what is the
No,
question?
I was just saying to add to what Elaine had said.
So basically what Alan is saying there is correct. So people, they have to understand the conventional crowdfunding. So conventionally, the crowdfunding started about 10 years ago in America. It took a long time for the SEC to agree with it. But the way it started is basically three pieces to it. There's projects on one side, and on the other side you have investors. And the third one is you having perks or benefits. So giving you a good example, let's say Dr. Banga wants to start a motel business, and she needs to raise $100,000. So the project is the motel with a price tag $100,000.
Okay.
And you have investors on this side where they regulate it to say that they are mainly non-accredited investors who can come in and invest a minimum of $500 and a maximum of $5,000. If you go over $5,000, you call an accredited investor in America. So that means that you have to produce more paperwork versus the non-accredited investor.
Okay.
And the third piece for that project will be saying, if you were to invest your 500 or 1,000 up to 5,000, you get 5 nights free. So the person will feel, oh, that's good. Not only that I'm putting up my money and I'm gonna get a return of maybe at least you can say 10%, that I'll be able to stay in this project. Not only that I own, I'm gonna have limited ownership, but I'm gonna be able to go there for 5 nights and spend the night. So that's a way to attract investors. So that's what is called crowdfunding. That's the conventional crowdfunding.
Okay.
And like my partner Alan said, that we added a tweak to it. So we took that and we took the likelimba, the susu, and we put it together. Like we Africans are good at putting stuff in the melting pot. We cooked it up very well, and then we're ready to feed it to not only Africans, but every American, North American to come and benefit from this.
So those are the stakeholders then, the people, well, I want to say both sides, the investors, that let's say if I have a project and I want it to be supported, and I have somebody who is interested in that project, or somebody that wants to assist me, how does it work?
Okay, so the platform is the investor, meaning that the groupings of people who are investing the money into the project. They don't directly engage with the people proposing the project. The platform that we propose is where everybody, that's the intersection, the meeting point.
The meeting point.
Yes.
Okay.
We, through our partners, we identify projects that we think are suitable for our platform. They are thoroughly vetted. You know, they have to go meet certain benchmarks of qualifications. Once they do, they get onto our platform. And our investors then have the opportunity to review those projects and select the ones that are suitable to them, and then invest accordingly. So yeah, that's the idea.
So somebody's listening right now and they're saying, this sounds interesting. So do we have do people have to be in a group of 12 or a group of 5, or an individual can come up with a project?
Yeah, basically, like I was explaining earlier, you have the conventional crowdfunding, and you have the option 2, which is the Moziki crowdfunding. So with the option, the conventional, we have that where one individual or one registered company can come in and invest.
Okay.
Or the option 2, you come in as a group of 12.
Okay.
And then in a group of 12, you're going to have like a fund manager. Sometimes we call a captain, who's going to manage the group of 12.
All right. And so what does the fund manager do? What will be the responsibility? Because somebody has to look over the fact that we are putting the money and we're going to get everything. We're going to get our interest back.
Yes, correct. And then the fund manager is that person who already exists within the Jenga or the Susu structure. That's the person who takes the lead,
Yes.
who rounds up 12 people, including themselves, who knows when to go make the collections, who knows when to allocate the collection at the end of each month.
Yes.
So that's the fund manager. And that's also the individual who interacts with the platform. Now even though Andjelo is going to get into the technicality as to how each participant is directly
Yes.
connected to the platform. Yes.
Okay. Angela, you want to go with that?
Oh yeah, it's a very good. That's the part that I love the most. I love that part. So basically, that's how it works. So you can come as an individual. I wanna really underline that. So someone who has excess amount of dollars, 500 up to 5,000, they can come in and do it, because you have some people who don't want to work collectively. But for the people who want to work collectively and be able to make the best out of it, they come in a group of 12. The fund manager, his role is basically to sign. There's 2 levels of agreement. Agreement number 1 is all 12 of them will sign one agreement, agreeing basically that this is our fund manager, and we're going to make sure that on a monthly basis the funds will be available. Okay, so that's one contract. The second contract is the payout. So you come in collectively, but when it comes time to get paid, you get paid individually. Isn't it beautiful?
I want to know more about it.
Yeah.
So we come in collectively, all
Yeah.
12 of us, put together, make probably $500 or $100 a month. And then we want to invest in a particular project. What are the projects that are common on the platform? Like I know real estate is number one, big one that people are talking about.
Yes, real estate is indeed one of the projects. We have a number of them that we are vetting. Real estate is one of them. There's a couple of tools that are newer in areas of cryptocurrency.
Crypto.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of young Africans are out there in the market space are offering some very interesting vehicles. And what am I missing?
We have the financial education, which is very important for our community. We come to America, and it takes us sometimes a long time to understand. And to me, I feel like even the U.S. Department of Education should make it a requirement for someone starting from 5th grade to understand what is credit, how to build a credit report, how to be able to measure the score, all those things. So we have one of our projects is called credit education, financial and credit education. So not only that you get educated, but you're getting paid. So you put up your money, you get the package, you get educated, and not only get educated, but there's also hands-on. You're gonna have people who can help you set up your credit or establish your credit, or if your credit was in a mess, that can be fixed. And after that, it teaches you how to be financially responsible. But then I'm going to underline this, you getting paid while you learning.
I want to know more about it. I want to know about financial credit education, because I wish I knew that long time ago. I mean, probably the story would have been different. But again, we are coming back. I have a learning combo right in the studio, and I have Andjelo Shati. We are talking about My Green Ventures, credit score, financial education, the twixt to Osusu and Likelimba. Am I saying that right?
Correct.
We'll be right back. Don't touch the dial. Welcome back to This Time Africa, right here in the studios of Africa Today. And as usual, you know, we have guests here that talk about things that make sense and the way to move financial literacy forward. We have been talking about translating Osusu and Likelimba and Jange into a very nice way where you don't only put your money, but you also have interest and you learn financial literacy and also make some money. But my question that I want to put to you, Elaine, is how, because before we left for the break, we said that you can put your money as a group, but you get paid individually. And I wanted to understand how that works.
Yes, so one thing that we're trying to do is for the participants who are otherwise unaccustomed to the investment landscape. So they're going to come in as a group of 12, as they've always done. And then, but the return, which means the dividends or the interest payments that they receive, are going to be paid to them individually, as is the case anyway, because each month a different person gets paid. The payout or that return in the SUSO system is not a collective process. The collective process is when you chip in, but when the money comes, it comes to one person.
Individual, yes.
So yeah, so that's the same concept. Yes.
All right, so that's the same concept, and they get interest on that. Yes, Andjelo.
Yeah, so basically, as we were saying, you have 12 people. So person number one gets, let's say collectively, they come in with $500 each person, so it's $6,000
okay.
a month. And this first month will be Dr. Banga. So Dr. Banga will be awarded at $6,000. Okay, once you have that $6,000, it's not going to come to you. It's going to come through our platform.
Okay.
So it's not going directly to you, so you can go socially, treat your babies, none of that.
Okay.
Now we want to get you to understand that you can grow that money.
Okay.
It's not just a zero interest saving, but you grow it. So out of that 6,000, the platform, that's how people have to understand, because they're going to wonder if we're making money or not. 5% is paid to the platform.
Yeah, I mean, we put
Okay.
some money in the bank, and the entire year we don't get anything. It's
Yeah.
0 or 1%. So I can understand.
So
you have
now-
to pay staff as well.
You get $750, you keep it. That's your bonus. So you can do a little shopping. 250 goes to my green venture. 5,000 net, you pick the project that you want that 5,000 to go to.
And so it could be either the cryptocurrency, or it could be real estate, or the, what is credit, financial credit, literacy.
The financial literacy.
Financial
yeah.
literacy.
Yeah. And then more project will come where you can gonna have an array of project that you can choose from. So your money goes into the project that you want. Let's say right now with the real estate, the payout for the year is about a minimum of 12%. So that means that your 5,000, by after 12 months, you're gonna be getting 12% on top of it, which is $600. So you come in with 5,000. At the end, you have 5,600. So that's the
Wow.
beauty about what we're doing.
Wow.
Compared to the susu, where you put in the money, you get exactly what you put
What you
in.
put in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Go ahead.
And then there's something else that beyond just the potential return that our participants can realize, there's something also extremely important that we're trying to convey is the ability for the African community to raise vast amounts of capital just amongst ourselves. We already have it. Between these susus and jangis that we do every month, or even some of the remittances that we send back home, there's so much money that moves in and out of our hands that something like My Green Venture is only one of countless projects that we hope to bring before the African people. And as they start to see tangible outcomes and results, it's going to give us ever more confidence in our own ability, not only to raise really, really vast sums of money, but to be able to realize great projects for ourselves, both here and back home in Africa.
So I know that you already belong to YADI, which is a good place to disseminate this information.
Yes.
But how are you getting the information to other people? Africa Today is, of course, we're here, we will help you. But what other ways are you reaching the community so that they know that My Green Venture exists? This is an African business. We need to support it. We need to trust. We need to rely and be able to see what next, how we move forward. How are you reaching the people?
Yeah, well, yeah. So there's in this day and age, the young people all speak through social media.
Social media.
Yes.
Correct. I was
So
waiting for that. yeah.
Yes. So you have to have a robust presence on the web,
Yes.
which we have, and we can share that at some point.
But
there's
you
al-
can do that now.
But then there's also all the partner organizations. These are stakeholders, organizations like DIP, and we thank you for your continued support and your partnership. And we have a strong relationship, and we enjoy a great deal of support from the African Union. In the guidance and leadership of Her Excellency, Dr. Arakana Chihombori Kouao, who's always a great supporter of ours. And just getting out there, getting out to colleges and just talking to young people as much as possible, letting them know that it's out here.
That's good.
Yes.
That's very good. So, how many people do you have in the team?
In the team right now, there's only 3 of us. So there's the both of us here with the person who likes to hide in the background, the technology lady.
The technology lady.
Lady, she's a lady.
Okay.
And she's a true yadi.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
She's a true yadi. I can just give you
And
guys.
is there room for expansion? Do you?
There's plenty of room for expansion. There's room for you to come in. You make a great director of communications.
I will.
So we
I
want.
thought that Deep and Yadi were really one. So you can count. You can definitely count me. I mean, a very serious note. I would love to be part of it because I want to see how we can all learn financial literacy and helping our people gear our finances, all of us, to a better place. Because when I remember somebody was telling me about Osusu, and that they just got, I think it was $5,000, and she said, "Oh, my birthday is going to be so sweet this year. My birthday, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that." So if I knew about my green venture, viewers, I would have said, you know what, why don't we put probably 1,000 on the birthday, take them out to a lounge somewhere and just have fun, and let's divert that 4,000 and make some money for us.
That's correct. That's what we need. I like that. I like you. You're a good communicator. You're a good one.
See, I'm taking
absolutely. And this just underscores this message of a wealth legacy that we keep wanting to push. Want to make sure that we learn how to build wealth and then how to pass it on. We have to be financially strong and independent so that we can build the lives that we want for our young people, and then pass it on to the following generations.
It's so important. It's so very important. I think this is a great venture. Where are you at right now as far as it relates to, do you have an office? What's your website? How can people reach you if people want to ask questions? Probably at some point down the road, maybe in the summer, we're going to get you guys to come again and have an audience so we can have a question and answer.
Okay, so
because I feel like I'm sandwiched between the two of you. I can't think properly to ask all the questions that I would like to, but I know if I have an audience full of Yadi people and all the young people, they will have the right questions to ask you. Yes, Andjelo.
Yes, so basically we are at the stage, if people understand the lingo of the technical lingo, we just released the alpha version.
Okay.
And now we're moving to the beta version. The alpha usually is a prototype that you have to present to the investors. So another thing to add to our audience up there, so not only that you're going to be investing on the project, but right now the company, My Green Venture, is open to investors because we want to raise enough money, and right now we're targeting raising close to $600,000 so that the beta version can come up, which will be all the debugging, all the work will be done. So it's going to be very efficient. You know, it's like going to a Jiffy Lube. So we're going to do all those, putting the nice whistles and bells. And that's what we also after at this moment. So the alpha is out. People will be able to see the alpha, be able to play with it, to be able to bring their projects and invest.
So, I mean, it's ready to go now.
Yeah, it's ready
to go
as alpha. So
okay.
The beta will be basically the next release. What we're looking at by the end of this year, we're going to release the beta version.
All right. Yeah. How can we reach you? What's the medium? What's your website? How can people reach you to ask questions or to probably participate?
Yes, our website is www.mygreenventures.com. And thereon, you will be able to reach out to us, to post messages, and reach out to us, and we'll respond to you very promptly.
So it's www.mygreenventures.com. And the office is based right here in...
The office is based in Washington, D.C., but, you know, we are in...
This is global.
Indeed, we are in 2019 with one partner in Texas, one in Washington, D.C. It's all over cyberspace. We can reach the world.
We are trying to reach the world with My Green Ventures, and the website again is mygreenventures.com. It's been a pleasure right here in the studio. I have been speaking with Alain Nkombo from Congo, Brazzaville, and I've also been speaking with Andjelo Shirty from the DRC. We are talking about money. We are talking about financial legacy. We are talking about making the African community a viable socio-economic community. And this is where we wrap it up for today. We will be seeing them again in another Q&A session somewhere in the studio sometime down the road, but this is where we wrap it up. Again, this is CM Matilda Banga, your host. We are here in the studios of Afrique Today. You know what to do. You know what to do. Go to our website, www.afriquetoday.com. Check us out on YouTube. If you don't have YouTube, you can spy us out. Just download the app, Afrique Today, and of course, you'll be able to see and hear and be a partner to what we're doing. We are looking for a space, an African resource center. Be a part of it. It's been nice talking to you, gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming again. And I say to my viewers, thank you for tuning in. Share this so that other people can participate. Have a very good night. Thank you.